Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive with a little bit of a challenge. My goal is fairly simple. We are starting at the bottom of this awesome road. This is the Stelvio Pass map. It is, well, based on the fantastic driving road that loops its way up the side of this mountain. In fact, the finish line is all the way up there, somewhere over there, I think. It's quite an impressive road. It's quite an impressive drive. Just getting up this road on its own is a challenge, certainly if you want to do it at any sort of speed, because it is narrow, it is twisty, it is a lot of blind corners, and a real test of a car's performance. But of course, I'm not going to be doing it normally. No, as you can see, on the top right-hand corner, I have got the random part failure mod. And I'm going to set it so every 10 seconds, something is going to either break or deform on my car, or potentially get damaged. Which is going to go well. This could be... So, just about anything could break on this car. Now, there's a lot of these failures will perhaps not do a huge amount, or might not look like they're doing a huge amount. So we might see things like bodywork falling off the car. We might see, well, so first of all it started off with just damage to door. Now that's fine, okay? A little bit of damage to the doors, not really much of a concern. Oh, a bit of damage to the tail cone for this. Oh, there's a load of sand across the road there, so there's no grip on the slick tyre. You'll be really careful at that corner. You know, there's going to be a lot of damage, or a lot of parts could get damaged that don't really affect much to start with, but as we go along, the percentage chance of something significant, like a drive shaft, or a wheel, or an engine, or, yeah, who knows what we might actually see let go on the cars, you end up just... I mean, it is definitely possible to get the cars to the top. In testing, I have done it, but it's difficult, and you've got to hope that a lot of the bits that get damaged aren't significant. You know, the very first one could be a wheel falling off, for example. We have, so far the doors have been very heavily attacked by the randomizer. Now, the more, what was that? Oil radiator damage. That's okay, I'm not too fussed about the oil radiator. Oil pan damaged, bad. Radiator damaged, bad. Oh, the fuel tank, bad. Fuel tank, that's about the worst. Yeah, actually, that's probably the maybe second worst. Drive shafts insta-death. Fuel tank means we are going to run out of fuel. There's no two ways about it. We are going to have a bad time. Part of the roof has gone as well. All we can do is go as fast as we can and get as far along the course as we can. I mean, I guess it's possible that the fuel tank might be ruptured in different ways. When we have fuel tank ruptured normally in videos, it's an incident. I guess the game could damage it this way slightly differently. I don't know if we're going to piddle out all of the fuel, or quite what's going to happen. I mean, we are now at half a tank. In theory, this would have a big endurance racing fuel tank. I don't know if this is the Group 5 version of the Bolide. Don't know if Beam actually simulates stuff like that. We are going to... Did I see? Okay, for a second I thought my car was on fire. I think it was just a backfire from the exhaust. Quite often, cars with leaky fuel tanks do set on fire. My fuel tank seemed to have stopped leaking. It does look like maybe this has two fuel tanks. Now, I know some of the trucks you can get away have multiple fuel tanks, so you get away if you damage one. Could this race car have... We certainly seem okay. So either the car had... Oh, okay, that was just door glass, that's fine. I heard a crunch, it got me worried. So either we have multiple fuel tanks, or maybe the fuel tank's damaged in such a way... Maybe it's like the top of the tank's damaged? So it's... Again, don't think the game simulates it, but in theory, if it only broke the top, the fuel would leak out until it got to the level where it was still within the tank? I'm not sure how best to explain it, but... Yeah, maybe there's an amount of fuel... Apparently about half a tank that sits below wherever the brake is. Possibly. I mean, that's a hell of a guess, and I don't think the game simulates that, but you never know. Either way, we have... Because it wasn't a fuel tank brake, it was a rear subframe deformed, I guess crushed the tank slightly. Oh, part of the turbo damaged. Well, that doesn't feel great. Although we are still dry, as long as it doesn't blow the engine to bits. Oh, well, the tail is going to fall off if we're not careful. That's not... Whoa, that's not what we need. Now, is that oil pan damage from the bump? I think it was. That's also a concern. So we have a leaky fuel tank, we have a leaky oil pan, and half the bodywork is falling off, and some exhaust damage. That's not the worst in the world. The bodywork, if it falls off, it falls off. We're probably not really getting much benefit from the aero around here. Oh, please slow down. Spoiler. Oh, that's the mighty wing is flapping on the already flapping bit. Well, I guess that's fine as long as the good side is still connected. Oh, again, the backfire really doesn't look like a trail of fire coming out of my car. No. Oh, I'm not sure. No, there is definitely some fire. Something is on fire that's not just the exhaust backfiring. There's a secondary fire going on as well, which is alarming. Where is that fire coming from? Unless there is no, because it's coming from a slightly different place to the exhaust. Oh, that doesn't look good. Sure. At least the fire's mostly... Do I have to go quick enough that I don't burn my own car? Because when cars catch fire in Beam, they tend to overheat the brakes almost immediately, and that would be bad. What is catching fire? That's really odd. I'm not even sure what's going on with that. Whoa, don't crash into the wall on my own. That would be very bad. I'm trying to make as much ground as I can before something causes the car to have issues. Oh, the door's falling off. Maybe. The oil cooler is damaged. That's a lot more fire than we had a second ago. Can't decide if the flames are getting worse, and I still don't know what it is that's on fire. It's the great mystery of the randomizer. Please don't do that for too long. We might end up in a big fireball of a car at some point. Gee, that's a horrible call. It's so steep through there. But we are still going. Side skirt's broken. I mean, the tail cone is actually kind of stopped flapping about as much. Well, either that or just all the body is flapping, and I've stopped noticing how much the tail cone's flapping. The fire has predominantly taken over the main source of worry for me. Engine is starved of oil. I can't really do anything. It's not the... I mean, it's a decent length road. Whether we can make it... Oh, no! Oh, the suspension got broken as I went over a bump. That's a bad combination of things to have happen. I mean, the bumps are tough as it is. The suspension let go, or was damaged as I went over it. Oh, that's a horrible, horrible combination. We've got moving again. I actually do still have steering, astonishingly. Right. We have steering, but it's not very much. And we are coming up towards a right-hander. Car, can you make this right-hander? I mean, it's almost going to make it. It's not like Driven to Destruction rules. I am allowed to reverse. We've got a suicide door going on because it's held on at the back rather than the hood latch. Oh, the spoilers come off. Oh well, you know, that's fine. We don't need that anyway. I was trying to figure out whether the fire... No, because the fire was coming from behind where the exhaust was putting out. I was trying to figure out whether it was just the way that texture was showing up. My steering is barely clinging on to life here. I mean, I kind of want to make it if it's possible. If it's possible with this car, because we are really close, actually. Because, oh, induction system is damaged. Please turn. That's a lot. There's more fire still coming from that. It's majority of the chassis is deformed. That's a big hit as well, 83%. Majority of the problem is the body dragging on the floor now. Tail cone support. Sure, you know what, the tail cone falls off. I'd actually like the nose cone to fall off at this point. Come on, we can make it. The clutch might disagree. The oil's overheating. Everything's failing in the car now. I mean, the tail cone's not really on anymore, is it? Oh, tail cone, more tail cone down. That's fine. I'm not that fussed about the tail cone. Honestly, the tail cone can fall apart. Oh, my clutch is stopping me from doing... Oh, no, the wheel! Oh, actually, no, that's not the worst one. That's fine. That was the bad wheel. We've lost a wheel, but it wasn't an important one. I'm so glad that was the one wheel we could have got away with losing, and we did. Oh, there's still more hairpins to go. This is agonizingly close for the Bolide. Can we do it before something stops us from moving? I'm not even sure what's going to stop us at this point. Is it going to... Oh, I think bodywork might be stopping us at the moment. Or clutch. Okay, that works. That's a way to get the car to turn, is to... Oh, the door's fallen off. Oh, I think things are getting worse for us. I think we might be dead. Nope. Nope, we've got some movement. The engine's... Oh, the engine's expiring. I think we would have made it had everything not gone wrong. We would have made it with just the oil pan damage. So we would have made it... oh, the fuel tank. Oh no, okay, it must have had a second fuel tank. So maybe that's how the game like does a... or maybe it was the same fuel tank ruptured in a different way. I think we are... Our engine is dying. I'm not sure I can even make this corner anymore. The fuel is all escaping. Transmission mount is broken. Well, I mean, if the gearbox falls out, it's just a lot of steam or smoke. Oh, come on. Come on. You can do that. You're so close. The finish line is, I think, only about 2 hairpins away. I can see the houses up there that are the finish line. The fuel tanks. Oh, it's gone, I think. The engine's almost completely had it. Oh, the engine's exploded. Oh, no, it's run out of fuel. Oh, it ran out of fuel. I mean, it ran out of fuel, it ran out of steering, it lost most of its body parts. Yeah, a little bit of the suspension. It was just the worst time for the suspension to let go. I mean, it started a series of unfortunate events. Essentially, we shall stop the randomised failures. What a mess of a Bolide. It got really close, though. How close did we get? Oh, it was there was one more hairpin and then just a run to the line. That was all it had left to do. But it could not make it. A very valiant effort, though. A very valiant effort indeed. Up next, we have got a Chariot. This is the kind of time attack hill climb Chariot. In theory, this should be better than the Bolide. It is all-wheel drive, which is good. It should help with if bits break on the car. Well, I say potentially bits break. It depends on what the game decides to screw you over with, of course. Oh, that's not great. Still not great through there. Because, yeah, you never know. If we, in theory, we lose a drive shaft, we can still work. We can still be front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Ooh. It feels a bit weird already. I'm not sure whether, as I haven't really paid much attention to what's broken, it feels quite skittish. So I wonder, yeah, maybe the back end feels very unhappy with everything at the moment. Either that or just the car is not enjoying this, which would surprise me in some ways. Oh, suspension damage. Yeah, that might explain some of the weirdness we've got. So, oh. Body 75%, and it's taken a chunk out of the front. Okay, we are going to have to be careful with this because it is decidedly tetchy, I think is going to be the best way. Under tray deformed like that. You can break that. You can break those as much as you like. Concern is the part falling off and going under the car, or chewing up into a wheel, but we saw the Bolide was minus almost all of its bodywork and it didn't really care. None of that actually got caught up in the mechanics of the car, so, whoa, hello bumpy. Onto the road there. Yeah, I've got to be a little careful with these types. It's a challenging road, that is for sure. Oh, we've lost, the wing mirror has fallen off. Keep attacking those. I mean, I'd like to keep the wing on the back of the car. The door is damaged slightly. Oh, the mirror's actually stuck in part of the body kit. You know, at least we're not littering the what was that? Oh, okay, now we really drive weird. Okay, this has become decidedly more difficult. We pull quite badly to the, well, not terribly to the right, but we pull to the right quite noticeably, and it handles very strange. Ugh. Well, okay, we're losing bits of fender. Oh, this is so... Oh, it's really... I can't think of the best way to describe how this car drives, other than it's very twitchy now all of a sudden. The front end is incredibly darty, and the back end does not feel like it has anywhere near enough grip to go with that. So the front end will do something, and the back's not going to agree with it. And it just wants to pull me towards the rock face. Yes, brake headlights, I can live without those. I mean, it would be, again, a shame if they fell into... Well, actually, you know what? If you fall under the car, maybe you can break my suspension back to fix it. Break it inside. We've seen it in Driven to Destruction, right? Sometimes when parts get broken, they actually end up making the car drive better. Just, you know, it twists something back the other way. It really wants to attack that front... I think that's a front left fender. It really wants to get rid of. That's fine. Attack the front left fender, because you're not attacking important things. We lost the front left door. Yeah, front left corner. It just doesn't like... I think it was front suspension it was braking as well, wasn't it? So, yeah. Oh, fuel tank bolt. Okay, it was only a bolt. I saw fuel tank and they had a panic. Don't need another barbecue. Actually, well, I don't know. There was definitely different fire going on with the Bolide, but it never actually caught fire. Part of the body is down. Well, part of the body's not too bad. Front bumper, again, it's nothing major on the car. It's awkward to drive, but nothing is actually stopping it from driving at the moment. Oh, don't damage the rear suspension now. I don't need any more weirdness in it. But again, another body part damaged? Oh, we pull... I swear the pulling to the right has gotten worse. I barely need to steer for that right-hander. At some point, that is going to get the better of me and we're going to hit something. And I fear it'll be quite hard because, well, it's quite a quick car. But again, I can't afford to go slowly. If you go too slowly up here, just more failures are going to stack up and there's a bigger chance that one of them is going to be significant. The front bumper has taken a bit more damage. That's not really done much to the front bumper. It's just kind of taken some chunks out of it. Oh, rear bumper's lost a bolt. A few more. It'll stay on for now. Not that that's a big concern. I mean, you can see. Oh, no! No. Didn't need that. Didn't need that. The wheel's going to overtake us. Okay, we're all-wheel drive. So we should still be able to keep going. Should be able to keep going, sorry. Yeah, okay. Could be worse. It's actually... Weirdly, that sorted the car pulling to the right problem a bit. It's not great, but it's better than it was. Unfortunately, on these steep hills, we might have trouble putting the power down if we can't get all the wheels on the ground. Well, that was an unfortunate one. We have a long way to go as a three-wheeled Chariot. I honestly don't think we've lost... Outside of the accelerating on the steep hills, we haven't lost that much time because it is slightly more consistent on the steering front now, which is a weird thing to say. But it is. Okay, we can maybe get some power down. So turns to the right, we will be able to get the power down on the exit a little bit easier. We're losing under tray bolts. Yeah, I lost a wheel a couple of minutes ago. That damaged the under tray as much as you like. Oh, my wing's flappy. It's not quite as good as a Zenvo wing, but we have got a flappy... that's definitely not helping with downforce. We have got a flappy wing occurring. More of the bumper is damaged. I mean, that's not really the most significant. Apparently Eve has opinions. That was a very loud meow. I don't even know where Eve is in the office. I didn't realise she'd snuck in. I think that was her waking up meows. Where she does it sometimes. When she's just woken up, she's just like the biggest meow. Well, second biggest meow. Biggest meow is when it's food time. Typical cat. Yeah, that's when the biggest meow goes on. Yeah, break the roof glass. I don't think I have any roof glass. I'm a race car. We don't have glass in the roof of a race car, do we? Oh, hood latch. Is that going to start flapping as well? Are we going to have all the flappy bits of bodywork again? Maybe. And we're not actually that far away from the finish line again. Don't you dare do this to me, game. Don't you dare do this so tantalisingly close to the finish line. Okay, race bump. Race bumper deformed. There's the wheel. That's where the wheel fell off the Bolide. Or one of them. Come on, car. You can make this. It's struggling a little bit with the steep parts of the hill. We've only got a few more hairpins to go. It'll probably be sort of 4 or 5 more parts that get damaged. Fender flare, rear, left. Oh, engine is starved of oil. Now, is that just the hill? I think even if we had oil pan damage, we'd be fine. Oh, we're very close. If I found the Bolide, we know we are very close. Oh, well. Oh god, no, that we're fine. It's just where the car's rocking. I thought suspension damage might have gone on at the front, but no, it's just where the car's rocking on that missing wheel. That's fine. This is the last hairpin that we have to tackle. If we can get out the other side here. Oh yeah, deform the tailgate. That's fine. That is all good. Come on, Chariot. All you got to do is get down this straight, and then we are, well, not really straight, but get down this section, and then we are there. I don't know if something else has gone wrong in the suspension. It handles absolutely horribly, but we are essentially there. Oh, the Chariot did it. It has actually made it to the top. Oh, that was difficult. I'm not going to lie. That was incredibly difficult to drive for large portions of that. I think it was a suspension damage early on. Made that car horrible on the climb. It was twitchy. It was, yeah, not nice at all. And then it lost a wheel. That didn't improve. Well, it improved it briefly. And I think other things got broken along the way. But the Chariot has actually made it to the top. I mean, it could have been in worse condition. A bit. For the final car, we have got a Scintilla. Now, I've gone for the tarmac rally spec. Well, it's kind of fitting, really. We're on a tarmac kind of rally stage. It's still got slick tyres. I mean, it's still a rear-wheel drive supercar. The hope is the suspension will have a little bit more compliance, because this is quite a bumpy road than the race spec of the car. It's still probably going to be a bit bumpy for a Scintilla, but still, we will do the best that we can, and I'll try and take it easy to begin with. Side skirt braking is the first one. Pretty good. Let's see if we can say keep that up. Gravel. Right, rear bumper and side skirt. Go for it. Oh, sorry, I'm slightly itchy nose. Trying to drive up here. Look, this road is crazy difficult to drive at the best of times, even with a pristine condition car. Don't put my suspension. Well, it's damaged the front suspension. Okay, that's not great. Subframe damage. The deformation damage normally doesn't do too much. It's only if it starts getting like 80-90%, it can have a knock-on effect. So, for example, rear subframe damage, if it's high enough, could maybe, do that. Game! You make my point for me excellently there. Yeah, so the deformation could break another part, which could be significant, i.e. that one broke the fuel tank in the Scintilla. We are going to have problems in this, unless it has a similar setup to the Bolide, or unless it ends up... Oh, rad hose. Oh, I didn't even know they had a separate part for that. I guess we can lose radiator hoses, maybe? Not sure. Oh, well, I mean, I was sending it because we kind of had to a little bit, because I thought, well, the fuel tank is going to knock us out. I was going to do a J-turn, but this is such a narrow piece of road. Oh, you've actually broken the fuel tank as well. It's decided I got... Well, the first two runs, relatively good. Relatively kind. I've got two cars very close. This run, it has decided, you know what? You are not going to be allowed to do that. We're not going to have the fuel tank get damaged and then allow the car to... Well, we'll get damaged slightly, like I think we saw with the Bolide. We are just going to dump all of the fuel out, I think, with this. Oh, more suspension damage. Oh, that's not great. Not that... Well, actually... Has the fuel tank sorted itself out? No, I think that's still going down. Oh, quarter panel damage. Well, that's cool. You can do that. Oh, a bit weird handling. It's not the worst. But thankfully, yeah, fuel is going down. It survived longer on the fuel issues than I thought it was going to. And that's it gone. That's the end of that. And that is what can happen with this mod. With this challenge, that was unlucky. It not only did it have subframe damage high enough to break the fuel tank, but it's probably the best condition car I've ever finished one of these runs with. Because literally, outside of a smashed headlight, I can't see any visual damage on that. We know it buckled some of the rear subframe, but you're never really going to be able to see any of that. Yeah. That's the end of the Scintilla. It is the best condition car. It just had a ruptured fuel tank. The other two are a long way. I mean, you can tell by how far we have to go, at what speed we have to go at, the size of this map. There is the Chariot. I mean, it crossed the finish line of the Chariot. It is doable. This challenge is doable. The Chariot made it. And I will give credit where credit is due. The Bolide was an absolute wreck. But it kept soldiering on. It got close. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. I shall link the mods used in the description. I very much do recommend them. This is a great fun map, a real challenge. A fun map just to time trial cars up here if you want. It's very easy to make a tiny mistake and have a tremendous accident. Very punishing course, but yeah, excellent fun. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.